Hello and welcome to On the Mic, a Zoomcast that spotlights students, services, and staff of Highlands Community Charter and Technical Schools. Highlands offers adults 22 years of age and older the opportunity to earn their high school diploma, learn English as a second language, and learn a skill. My name is Mike Roessler. Today we're joined by Angelina Lema. Angelina, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Mike?
Really, really good. Nice to finally meet you. You know, you have been roaming the hallways of Highlands, your name has, and so we wanted to make sure that we had a chance to chat with you. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Angelina.
Well, I come from a not so good background. I grew up like a lot of unfortunate people in South Sacramento. And, it was rough, both parents, introduced to drugs at a young age. I was introduced to drugs at a young age. Recovered from a lot of that. And it was definitely a crazy childhood and a rough childhood. But recently I've been able to overcome a lot of those things with a lot of help from counseling and the good people over at Highlands.
Well, listen, that's what we're here for. That's Highlands was initially started back in we started offering classes August of 2014 to serve the unserved. And so it sounds like from your childhood and your growing up in South Sac that you missed out on a few things, maybe like education. Where did you go to high school at? Where did you start high school at?
To be honest with you, my mom was on housing a lot of my childhood. And so we moved from house to house, and if I wasn't in foster care, from foster home to foster home or group home to group home, we lived in different, I started high school. I went to Sacramento High School. I played basketball there for 2 years, football as well. Then it moved on to a bunch of El Centro Junior High School and Juvenile Hall. From juvenile hall to the prison system. And then from the prison system, I went to options for youth, but they weren't really like, the school was exceptional, but it didn't have the people. There wasn't the factor of the caringness, the compassion like you get over at Highlands. There's actual people that want to work with you, that want to help you, that want to see you do things, and options didn't have that. That's one thing that they lacked. So I eventually was able to come over there to Highlands, but throughout my high school years, it was pretty much a lot of like home studies, options for youth. I had a lot of learning disabilities. I also struggled a lot with dealing with having patience with other students. And coming from my background, being incarcerated and being in group homes in juvenile hall, I didn't fit well anywhere,
Right. Hey, Angelina, tell us about your. So it sounds like you had not a lot of tolerance for other people back in the day, and.
Right. Stupidity. I didn't have I was always very smart. So I never had, I'm very book savvy my whole life, but I had zero tolerance for stupidity and ignorance.
And if this wasn't a G-rated show, you would use another term for that, right? Like you didn't have tolerance for, right. And so, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So how long has it been since you got out of prison?
I've been with my wife now 7 years, so it's been about 7 years since the last time I was incarcerated.
Wow.
8.5 years now. Sorry.
I love it. No, listen, she can chime in anytime she wants. And so it sounds like once you got out of prison, you kind of learned your lesson in prison, and maybe like you think, man, there's got to be better things to do than hang out in prison.
Well, see, where I started was I actually went to American River College, and I met a professor there. His name was Professor Reese, and he took a big interest in me, and I had never had that before. And so I got into welding. But in the industry of welding, it's very hard to get in if you have no type of construction background and you're a woman. It's kind of hard to get into that field. So I I did that for a while, and I really enjoyed it. But again, circumstances hit me. My mother had a stroke, and she was hospitalized. So again, I had to give up what I was doing. So I quit school. I dropped out of school again for like the fourth time,
Right.
because every time a family circumstance happened, I would quit.
I'm gonna change course here for a little bit. I see your wife is lingering in the background. Bring her on camera. Will she come on camera? I see that. I see.
Sorry
Yeah,
about
hello
that.
there. Now, what's your name?
My name is Rachel.
Rachel.
I'm
Nice,
actually a
nice to
student.
meet you. And it seems like you have been a positive influence for Angelina. So it takes a lot of positive influences, right, Angelina, to help
Yeah,
you.
Absolutely.
So Rachel, your people at Highlands has helped you, right? Have helped you become the person that you are, and we have certainly heard great things about you, Rachel. We've heard great things about Angelina at Highlands, and so I had to get her on here. And so
She's so intelligent.
yeah, I just wanted to get you on here, Rachel, for a second to get you to show both of you together, and you guys are a very beautiful looking couple there, and so now, Angelina, we're not done, but I just wanted to say hi to Rachel.
Thank you. It was nice to meet you, Mike. Thank you.
Okay, you betcha. So how did you find out about Highlands, Angelina?
actually, my younger sister was going to the school, and she was telling me about all the amazing opportunities that you guys had to offer there, and how you helped her, because she suffered from learning disabilities as well. And when I got there, I was kind of closed off, and I was like really shut down, and I had given up, you know. And so I was like, oh, this is just another one of those schools that they don't really care about the students. Let me just walk in here and see what I could do. And I came, and I was totally blown out the water. I mean, like, every staff member there, you know, from Miss Lee to, you know, Mr. Stressel to the receptionist in the front office, everybody was so accepting and non-judgmental and friendly, and didn't look at me because of the crazy tattoos I have or because of how I look, you know. They just gave me a chance, you know, and I never had anybody really take interest in me like that. And when I found the MC3 program, I wanted to do the best that I could do, you know, because I really wanted to give it my best. And it really helped that I had a teacher, Professor Mr. Stressel, that he wanted to really he took that extra, umph in me, and allowed me to, he didn't just want to teach me things, he wanted me to be a better person. So he wasn't just a teacher, he was somebody who wanted to show me how to be a productive member, you know, a better person.
Yes, and I tell you what, Angelina, and I've been at Highlands from the very beginning, and I know that I think part of our job as staff members at Highlands is not only to teach, but also to be supportive of our students, to help them when they need some assistance.
In every aspect. It's crazy that you talk about that. I apologize, Mike, but I have to chime in on that one. When you say assistance, I mean, there's everything from if you have no way there, they give you a transportation. If you're having problems with the light bill, they'll help you with the light bill or give you resources. If you have no food, they'll help you with food. One of the things I took advantage of, the clothes closet there, was really helpful for me, as well as the student atmosphere there, and all the things. If you're behind on homework, they send you messages, and that's what students like me in our community, we need that. We need somebody that's going to chime in and stay on our behind, not somebody that's just going to continue to let us fail. We need somebody like your school that's going to chime in when there's a problem.
I completely agree with you. Sometimes we as staff members have to pull our students, and sometimes we have to push them, right? Yep. And so I'm gonna give you a shot right now, Angelina, to do a shout out to a couple of staff members that you feel like are just like, man, oh man, I couldn't have done it without these people. Shoot.
Well, first and foremost, I would love to give a shout out to Miss Lee. Miss Lee she's freaking awesome. I mean, she helps with everything from, I mean, everything you need help with. If she could personally help, she'll help. If there's a resource in the school, she will help. Mr. Trussell, he was very, very influential, very. And I have to say, I don't want to leave him out, but the receptionist in the main office, I can't remember his name for the life of me. And my counselor, Timmy, like every time I needed help with something, my record expunged, he had the resource. Transportation, he had the resource. I needed a cell phone, he had the resource. Like, it was anything that I needed, those are the people that jumped for me and really put a foot in to help me and be there for me as a person.
Listen, they're going to see this video, Angelina, and they're going to be very, very proud that they were a small part in helping you be successful. Now I'm going to throw out a name. Was it in the front? Was it Edgar?
Edgar, yes, Edgar, that's his name. Yeah. He's freaking awesome. He is so awesome and so attentive to everybody's needs, and he's just a good guy. He's a good guy.
I love it. And listen, I appreciate you shouting out the folks at Highlands. We do this because we love helping people like you, Angelina, but boy, it never gets old hearing a thank you from our students.
I have to say it's a big gratitude, as well to you and to the rest of the staff there, because I don't think I would have been able to do it with the help of my family that I have here in my home. And, my mother-in-law, Hannah, and, my wife and that school and everything that you guys have put into me, whether it goes from the tools to the dues and the union, the classrooms, the friendly faces, to everything you guys have offered me, the expungement, all that, like, it's just amazing, and I'm proud. I am proud to be a graduate of this school.
Oh my Lord. Well, listen, speaking of graduation, we know that you've already actually officially graduated from Highlands, which with that, congratulations to you. But we also know that you're going to be participating in our upcoming winter 2022 graduation. So we look forward to seeing you there as well, and being supported by your wife and your family and whoever else you might want to bring to that event. Tell us, Angelina, tell us where you're working it out and how that's working out for you.
Well, right now I just finished my MC3 class. I'm not working at the moment, but I'm waiting for the graduation so I could actually have the certificate, because I need that to keep going. And I have gotten several offers on the table from different companies when they did the I don't know if it was like a hiring day or an experience day where the unions came out. And you would not believe the offers that I got. I got offers from the company called Bolt and Turner and a couple other awesome companies that that want me to work for them. And I wouldn't have had or been offered those opportunities if it wouldn't have been for Mr. Trussell and the opportunity from the school.
Man.
And so right now I'm focusing on getting my driver's license. I'm getting my record expunged, and then I will be joining a union.
Boy, you're getting your affairs in order, which I love. Listen, to have some of those things lingering in the background, I'm sure is a heavy weight to carry, knowing that you have a record that might get in the way of you being hired someplace, getting a driver's.
You would not believe how those things have hindered me. I mean, in just day-to-day activities. Just the way that I look, I get judged a lot for that. So to be able to continue and have that clear background, and to be able to walk into a place with my head high, knowing that I have the experience and the knowledge to do these things, it makes me feel 110% times better as a person.
And listen, I think that's part of our job too, Angelina, is to help you gain confidence and grow the mindset that you have, that you can walk in with your head, your chin held high, and I'm here for this position, or I'm here to interview for this position. And listen, skills and knowledge have a place everywhere in the workforce, and so
right. And before this, there wasn't too many things I could hold my head up high about. In my past, I struggled from addiction and being in and out of the system as far as juvenile to adulthood. And so, to be able to have the chance to be given the gift of being able to turn my life around is what really, means the most to me. And like I said, when I walked in that school, I just expected it to be another vocational school that I could just walk in and there would be no interest in me, and I would walk out and, but it's your guys' school just as a whole has totally changed my mind, my life, the way that I think. And I wouldn't, to be able to graduate, not only graduate, but to be able to graduate as valedictorian with all good grades in my class, like that, to be able to have the option to actually have a prom. Like, I never thought in a million years I'd be able to have those experiences, or to be able to have those things. I never thought. So I had given up on that, I had given up. I had struggled so much already in my life, and I had already been through so much that I was like, I'm never going to have those experiences, never going to have that stuff. And so today I am so grateful.
And let's face it, Angelina, graduation's coming up here in a couple of weeks. And if the younger version of Angelina would ever have foreseen you walking to get your diploma, your high school diploma, I mean, that's going to be a big day for you and also your loved ones, right?
Yes, very, very much so a big day. I'm grateful for the people that I have in my life right now, and they'll be the ones that'll be there,
Well, I look forward to meeting you and your family. Will you keep in touch with us and let us know where you get hired? Because it's not a matter of when if you get hired, it's a matter of when you get hired.
Well, listen, it's not even a matter of if I get hired. I already have options because of, what I've done. It's just a matter of when I'm done because I want to go into the field and I want to have my driver's license. I want to have no record. I want to be able to have a good start. I don't want to go in half-cocked and fail. Mr. Trussell taught me, if you're going to do it 100%.
Totally agree.
So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to set myself up for success, not failure.
Well, listen, you are an inspiration to me, and I'm sure others that watch this will be very pleased. And we'll get this out before graduation so that people maybe will recognize you once they see this. We're proud of you. You should be proud of yourself. Thank you very much for spending a couple of minutes with me on the mic.
Anytime.
You got it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I hope you have an amazing day.
Thank you. You too.
All right.
Bye now.